Without you to hold me and heal my heart, to guide me and keep me from falling apart. My life is so empty, so hollow and cold. Footsteps and echoes of nowhere to go. Without you, I know I'm all alone. I can't go on this way, day by day. Without you, I know I'm all alone. I can't go on this way, day by day. Without you, where am I? What am I to do? My life's out of focus, and so are my views.
I was a typical Manila girl who lived with full of love, enthusiasm, and dreams. I always showed this through my compositions of poems, novels, and short stories. Do you think it is boring? No, think again. Someone have lived with honor and died with honor because of this. He is my uncle, a typical yet respected poet whose compositions became eminent. He was married with my aunt, very poetic, intelligent, and somber when smiling, but because of his profession, he turned to be more emotional. But I love him, not until he died. This is my school, and they are my classmates. I tried to be brave and composed while reading that my uncle had actually been the last distinct school of Philippine coast. His existence keeps on hovering in my mind. We were hearing the actual lengthy eulogies, and it got me so emotional. It got me so emotional.
Cheer up. You shouldn't be so unhappy just because your uncle died. Just relax, calm down.
when you're down and troubled.
This is my Aunt Sophia, a very considerate woman, but very inquisitive, having so many questions in life, especially her relationship with her husband, my uncle. Not until
You're always like that. You keep tolerating your vices. Don't you think it's too much? You keep on drinking lately. Now, tell me, stop drinking. You're really trying my patience. You're really trying my patience, huh? You drunkard! You! Stand up! Stand up! Hey, drunkard! Stand up! Come on! Sit down here! Come on! You drunkard! I will teach you a lesson!
after that, he never returned to her. I remembered shortly after he went away. My aunt put me in a car and we went to where my uncle lived. I was so excited to see my uncle, to know his condition.
Hi, Uncle.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How about you here?
I'm good. How is she?
She's fine. Hold on.
Have some.
Thank you. She's doing good. She's getting bigger because she's always eat her favorite crops. She's happy.
Here, give this to her. Those are some of my poems.
I better go.
Thank you for visiting me here. Send my regards to her and don't forget to give those letters. Don't forget to visit me here some other times and I'll prepare your favorite
Okay.
lemonade again.
Sure. Bye, Uncle. Here.
Oh,
From Uncle.
thank you for this. Could you please say haha?
Ha ha.
Come on, I show you something.
Okay.
Ah, how is he?
Oh, she's doing good.
Wow. And
Aunt.
come on, open your mouth. Drink some water and gargle. Come on, hurry up.
And so I became interested in this girl. She was an accomplished young woman. No doubt that Aunt Sophia became curious and paranoid with this affair.
La mujer is my sucio.
Who is that girl? Elas muy estúpida.
She should be thinking that.
She must step backward.
My aunt was thinking that my uncle was not happy while having an affair with that woman, because she was following him everywhere, calling herself as his wife. Now it turned out to be a puzzling question as to who is the real wife. They were even called as number 1 and number 2. My uncle's life was complicated when he was still living. It became worse when he died. She was that girl.
Cheer up, Sophia.
He's gone.
It's past lunch. Neither of the two showed no interest to leave the chapel first. This time, I could really admire the delicadeza of my aunt. Maybe I should do something here.
Aunt, maybe you need some rest. Let's go.
You can go now.
We made up for living ahead of the woman by getting back to the chapel early. For a long time, she did not come until her uncle's kinswomen arrived.
How are you now?
The setup lasted not until
So, do you want to put me in the corner? Do you? You think perhaps you can bully me out here?
Please, don't create a scene.
It is you who are creating a scene. Did you come here purposely to start what? We're only trying you to make see reasons. If you think that at all, reasons? Let's see who has reasons. I understand that you want me to leave, isn't it? And now that he is dead and cannot speak for me, you think I should kindly hide in the corner? Let me ask you. During the war when the poet was hard up, do you suppose I deserted him? Whose jewels do you think we sold when he did not make money? When he was and who fiddled his books and poems to the publishers in order to pay his hospital and doctor's bills. Did any one of you care? Did any one of you cared? Now that he is dead, you want me to leave his side so that you, at that Viha, and have the honors and have your picture taken with the president. That's all you want. To pose with the president. That's what you want, isn't it?
Por Diyos! Make her stop! Somebody stop her mouth!
Now you listen, you scandalous women. We don't care for the honors. We don't want it ourselves. But we want the poet to be honored in death. To have a decent and respectable funeral without scandal. And the least you can do is to leave him in a peace as he lies there. All right, you can have him. All that's left of him.
Perhaps I received an ample commiseration for the death of the delinquent husband of my aunt. But it wasn't my fault, because I never really lied about anything. Only, nobody thought to ask me just how close an uncle he was. It wasn't my doing either when, some months after his demise, my poem entitled "The Rose Was Not So Fair, O Alma Mater" was captioned by the niece of the late beloved Filipino poet. And I cannot refuse when I was captioned by the niece of the late beloved Filipino poet. Also, I cannot refuse when I was asked to write on my uncle, the poetry of his life. It might have covered only his childhood and boyhood, but I know to myself that he did exactly the patterns of great poets that he admired. Well, I love my life now, and I know my uncle lived with full of love, looking unto us. Above.
Good day. I have been so privileged to be giving this kind of a message to everyone who are taking Lit 2 or Lit 11 for Philippine literature. Well, if you may be asking like how should I give you a definition of a literature? Now, I would always consider my students appreciating literature in the very first place, because I'm telling them literature is not just something like a subject, something which is to be supposedly a companion from day to day. I would like them to appreciate of what beauty is there when we talk about literature. And as I said, I've been telling to my students that literature is not something just like a subject or any other subject. It must be something that's taken into consideration, the fact that it's something that you are being with every day as a companion, of course. And it's also been a customary in my part. Like at the end of the semester, when I'm teaching Lit 1 or Lit 11 for this case, is a requirement for everyone of a drama at the end of the semester. Why? A very big why, and the very big answer to that is, I want my students to really appreciate what literature is, and not just something like a thing to read and a thing to just digest through just pleasure reading, but some things that is with action. Action because they have to act, they have to express. Expressing is something like you are giving much of your emotion, and when you are trying to display your emotion, it is much of great appreciation to what really is literature about. So something to take note to all those who are actually listening with me tonight or today, this day, I would ask you to always remember this, that literature is not just a subject, but literature is something that is to be with your life, accompanying to your life from day on. And so, with that, having all those said, I wish you all good luck for those who are doing their film, of course, today, that you have to seize the day. That means you have to go after and run after the day so you can be more productive and more appreciative to everything. Thank you.
We clawed, we chained our hearts in vain. We jumped, never asking why. We kissed, I fell under your spell of love no one could deny. Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you. I can't live a lie, running for my life. I will always want you. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love. All I wanted was to break your walls. All you ever did was wreck me. Yeah, you wrecked me. I put you high up in the sky, and now you're not coming down. It slowly turned, you let me burn, and now we're ashes on the ground. Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you. I can't live a lie, running for my life. I will always want you. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love. All I wanted was to break your walls. All you ever did was wreck me. I came in like a wrecking ball. Yeah, I just closed my eyes and swung. Left me crashing in a blazing fall. All you ever did was wreck me. Yeah, you wrecked me. I never meant to start a war. I just wanted you to let me in. And instead of using force, I guess I should have let you in. I never meant to start a war. I just wanted you to let me in. I guess I should have let you in. Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you. I came in
Hi, Pastor! Oh, grabe, Pastor! Bigyan mo ng education sa akin tayo!
Thank you for visiting me here. Don't forget to give this... Ay, wait lang ha.
Hey, drum guard! Hey! Come on! Come on! Stand up!
Okay.
Ay, mga tao ka nitong eh. Pag YouTube siya na ba?
Action!
Ulog, sino?